everybody. Hello. Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are. Mary Z is saying hello, hello. It's another great live stream. If you can join in, that would be amazing. If you can join in the live stream, that would be wonderful. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome to the live stream. You are warmly invited to attend the live stream. And greetings to everybody. Greetings to everybody. How was your Sunday? How was your Sunday? I understand some people are already like towards their bedtime. Some people are already in bed, and some people are having the evening. Evening is just coming up. So to everyone, I say, how was your day? Did you have a great time? And what have you been doing on the Sunday? On this Sunday. So greetings to everybody. Greetings. Welcome to the live stream. If you have a little time to spare, you can always join in. Welcome, welcome. Greetings to all the friends. Greetings to all the citizens of the continents. And greetings to, much greetings to everybody from the four corners of the universe. And welcome to the house, to the most humble. Welcome to the most humble house where we are always sharing great ideas, And I always say I need to thank all those who find time to join in. It's like we are going to have a panel or a caucus or just a group discussion, which is really good. So allow me to give my most humble and kind and my most humble and kind message to all the people who have managed to connect to me, to connect to me or to connect with me through the platform. So I really say from the bottom of my heart that I'm really thankful. So we have people joining in at the moment. We have Annette Singe. Hello, Annette Singe. And Annette Singe is the first one to join in the live stream. That's a great honor, and that's a great, what can I say? A great. That's a great honor to join in Annette Singe. You are really welcome to the live stream. I welcome you with open arms. So feel free to join in the discussion or whatever is going to happen. So Annette Shins is saying, salute ma belle, salute ma belle. You said hello, ma belle. Comment vous tu, vas-tu? Yeah, you can always comment. And he's saying, Viscos de Los Angeles. Wow. All the way from Los Angeles. Wow. And this is a privilege to have some guests from the north of the continent, North America. Welcome. I'm really happy to have you here from all the way from Los Angeles. Welcome and feel free to join in the live stream. So we also have someone joining in as well. That's Christina Peacock is saying 7. I don't know what 7 means. But anyway, we carry on. So we also have Josephine Desmond. Josephine is a beautiful name. Thank you, Josephine. Josephine is just connected to me, and I am really appreciative. I really thank you, Josephine, for coming in and doing the connection. Thank you ever so much. So we are again very happy today on a Sunday evening or Sunday night. We are really happy to be here and to have a great time together. And we always appreciate people who have sacrificed, you know, to come to a live stream. It's a sacrifice because in the houses or at work, there's always things going on there. So if people sacrifice to come to the live stream, we really need to be thankful. And let's see what else is happening in here. Yeah, we're still waiting for more people to join in. So as you come in and join in, you are free to connect. You know what we mean by connecting. Just connect, and thereafter, after the live stream, you can always go back to my channel. It's called Mary Z Easy Recipes. So you can always go back to the channel and try to get some sort of entertainment there, because the videos I have are really entertaining in such in such a way that you will love them. So if you have a few minutes to spare, you just visit the videos, visit the platform, and watch the videos, the shorts, and also can go through the posts, and yeah, that is it really. So I'll be really thankful if you do that after the live stream. So again, I say welcome everybody. Welcome on a Sunday evening like this. You are more than welcome to join in so that we have a wonderful time together. And as we wait for people to come in, we can always, try to say, to say where people are at the moment. Some people are, I'm going to name just a few countries, and this is just maybe a way of motivating, to motivate people to maybe join in. So we are inviting people from all over the globe. The globe is fantastic. We are inviting people from North America, from the 50, they say there are 50 states of America. So we are inviting everybody. Imagine inviting everybody. But this house is really big. My house is really big. So everybody will find a seat to sit on as we carry on with our what can I say, with our conversation. So please guys, join in. We are looking forward to having people from Japan, India, China, Bangladesh, Egypt, Brazil, Mexico, Japan, Pakistan, Nigeria, just to name a few. Scotland, Finland, which one else? United Kingdom, the United States of America, which one else? Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So we are just hoping that people will just come and join in. The joining in is really beautiful because it's just a way of supporting. All we are asking for is support. We are asking, or I am asking for support, so that you can just come in and spend a few or 1 or 2 hours with me. So Josephine was saying she gave me a free sub, which is awesome, and I said I'm really grateful, Josephine. So today is a beautiful day, and weather-wise, we always want to to open the session by referring to the weather, because the weather is very important to us, and the weather is part of us. Wherever you are living, wherever is your environment, you always when you wake up in the morning, like I always do, the first thing I just maybe look through the window. That's the first thing I do before I get out of the bed. I'll just look through the window, and then the weather will just just to report. The weather is instantly it will report to you what it is like. Sometimes when you look through the window, you see the sky is blue, and then your spirit is lifted. And sometimes when you peep through the window, you see there is like overcast. Then you just think, oh, overcast. You don't, people don't really like overcast. And sometimes when you open the window, you see there are like showers of rain going on. And some people really love the showers, and some people say, oh, raining. So when the weather is like calm, we are really happy. But so in some places, like where I am, we have been hearing about floods. That there's been floods in some towns. So in that scenario, we really like feel for the people who are undergoing such circumstances, because their lifestyles have been like disturbed by the floods, and their lifestyle, they are just facing some challenges. Like they need the flooded streets, the flooded homes. They need the water to subside, so that they can go back and live their normal lives. So when the weather is mild, we always should be happy, because there are some circumstances sometimes when the weather, is just, coming with challenges. So today we are really happy, happy, happy to host this live stream. We are happy. And I also have been listening to the news, because I sometimes listen to the news, especially pertaining to the weather, because I don't know what, I'm just obsessed with the weather. When someone is obsessed with weather, it's the first thing you do when you switch on the television. You just wait for the weather. You just wait to hear the weather. So when I was listening to the weather report today, I heard that maybe next week there might be some snow falling, which is really like early snow not falling. So we will see what will happen, but that's what the weather said, the weather report. That's what they were reporting. So yeah, we'll see how it fares. We'll see how the weather will be. So let's hope all over the other places of the world, there are no challenges, no much challenges at the moment pertaining to weather. But if there are challenges, yeah, there's always like people might come in to help and so on. So we are really happy. Uh, Graham is saying, Graham Marsden. Hello, Graham. How are you, Graham? And I'm pleased to have you in the live stream, Graham. Graham is saying, is there any Moko misers around? I don't know. I don't know. If you can explain further, I don't know the meaning of that word. Maybe I'll check it afterwards and find what it means. So you are asking about Moko. 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 I don't know what that means. I will find out. Moko. Mokla. Mokla misers. Oh, that's Mokla. Mokla misers. Wow, what a new word. I've never heard of this word. Mokla misers. Yeah, we'll find out what it means. And when I get the answer about what it means, anytime maybe in future, you can always pop around and I will then explain if they are those democlamizers you are asking. I can always answer. So Graham, you are welcome to come to the live stream, and I'm very happy to have you here in the live stream. Then it's me. Oh, there's another one called it's underscore me. And then another underscore air 1477. So it's underscore me underscore air is saying, What is your purpose to go live? Oh, beautiful question. Oh, you are the first one to ask that question. So I can explain in a nutshell. They call it a nutshell. Let me explain it in a nutshell. Purpose. Purpose means why. What's the he's asking why, and what's the help, and what is the importance, so that's the idea I'm getting from that question. So let me answer now about the purpose. The purpose, I think I have several reasons why I'm doing the live stream. um the first purpose of doing this live stream is that I just want to, like when I'm doing the live stream, I want to, maybe here and there, I want to entertain the audience. So the first reason is, um, my goal, there are always goals, like plans, like objectives. My objective for doing the live stream is maybe to entertain the guests, to entertain the audience. So that's the first one. The second one, why I'm doing the live stream, is maybe as I'll be chatting with the audience, we will maybe reciprocate, or we can always share. To reciprocate means you give and take. I like giving. Give me £2, maybe I give you an apple. Giving and taking. So the other reason is, my goal is to maybe share information. It's all about information. Maybe I give out a certain information which maybe some people might like, and also I encourage people to participate in the live stream. That means if they have any ideas, like the topic today is going to be cooking. If they have any ideas, they can also share with me, not me as such, share with everyone else. So it's like entertainment, information, sharing of information. And the other reason is just to meet and greet. You know what we mean by meeting and greeting. It's like a meeting and greeting. It's like you have new people maybe coming in, even the ones who always come in. We can always say hello, it's me. Hello, Graham Marsden, and then they can always, sometimes the audience will say, oh, I'm just connecting from Los Angeles, like what our guest said. He's connecting from Los Angeles. So now we have an idea. Oh, Los Angeles. So if you don't know where Los Angeles is, then you can always check it out. But now we know where Los Angeles is. Los Angeles is in the United States of America. So now we have an idea. Oh, people can even connect from America. It becomes fascinating. That's why we say the world is like a village. You can communicate with someone from Los Angeles, someone from Pretoria, someone from Lagos, someone from London. So the world is like a globe. So that's the other reason why I decided to do a live stream. We said, uh, we said, communicating with the audience, entertaining with the audience, and knowing each other, like meeting and greeting, knowing each other. And the other reason, what is the other reason? Yeah. So maybe there are other hidden reasons, but those are the three main, like I said, um, uh, we need to entertain the audience. Then we need to like share information, with the audience. And we also need to meet and greet, just to familiarize. They call it familiarize, familiarize with the people, with the audience. So that's the reason. Oh, I'm so happy you asked that question. It is amazing. So next time come back again with more questions, although this question was a bit challenging, but I hope I've answered the question like, in the maybe in the right direction. We also have the bad files coming in the live stream. Hello, the bad files. Hello, hello. How are you today on a Sunday like this? I'm really happy to have you in the live stream. Feel at home and, just be free to chat if you have anything to say, that would be awesome. And we have another guest who has just joined in. That is the Marketplace Boutique. Wow, wow, wow. Can I please come to your boutique? That is amazing, amazing, amazing. So we have Marketplace Boutique joining in. Just coming after the bad fellows, then we had It's Me, then we have the bad fellows, and now we have Marketplace Boutique. Wow, that's beautiful. So Marketplace Boutique said, hi Mary, and I also say hi Marketplace Boutique. It's lovely to have you in the live stream. Feel free and be, feel free to say whatever you want to say. If you have questions, if you have anything to tell us about yourself, or if you have any sentiments, for example, me, I've expressed some sentiments. Oh, today the weather was really, it was just normal weather with the overcast and the few showers and the cool, So those are, you can always say something about whatever is happening around us. In Marketplace Boutique is saying, how is the weather over there? Yeah, the weather here is cooling down. It's getting cool by the day. And they, like I was saying before you came in, that I was listening to the weather report, and they were saying that probably, most likely, there might be snow in the coming week. So we will wait and see. But it's cooling down. And Marketplace Boutique is saying, yeah, getting very cold here again. Yeah, that is the time, when you live in the temperate regions, when you are in the temperate regions, that's the time to feel that chillness, So we expect that to happen. And Marketplace Boutique said, waiting for snow here too. Oh, we are in the same bracket, we are, waiting for snow as well. So we'll see how it goes. Sometimes they might say, oh, snow is coming. Then maybe we'll just have like a little, like maybe, I don't know how many centimeters or inches of snow. But we will wait and see what will happen. So otherwise, we are really happy because, it's like stable weather is the norm, When the weather is like the norm, we don't panic, and we just say, oh, it's going to snow. Yeah, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And when they say it's going to rain like normal, the norm, showers, we just say, oh, that's fine, let it shower. So we'll wait and see what is going to happen, weather-wise. So earlier on I said, I'm really like a fanatic of weather. I don't know why. So maybe because of, of my lifestyle. No, lifestyle. When you have a certain lifestyle, you just want to see, oh, what is the weather like? Maybe you want to go to work, maybe you want to travel, or maybe you want to take people somewhere. So you're always, like mindful about the weather. So that's what, we do. That's what we do. So, um, yeah, we have, okay, we are still waiting. Maybe other people will join in. Let's wait and see what is going to happen. When you have a live stream, it's so interesting. It's fascinating. I find it so fascinating because it's like unpredictable. You just say, oh, today is Sunday. Why can't I just, come on the platform and do a live stream? Then you just say, oh, let's hope, you know, since it's like when you invite people to a party, to a birthday party, then you have sent them cards already. Then you just be watching by through the window and see, oh, who has come? Are they coming? So that's what we do when we have live stream. It is so interesting. I like and it's like unpredictable. When things are unpredictable, they become really interesting. Yeah, it's unlike when like you are going to have a party, then you send invitation cards, and then you tell the people to return the cards, to turn a part of the card saying, indicating their attendance. So it's like, yeah, now that, oh, I think Grace is coming. I think Robert is coming. I think Tanya is coming. I think because they indicated, they've indicated on their, there's a little return thing, some people do that so that they really show that they are going to attend the party, you know. So you need to, it's called to confirm. I think it's called confirmation. I think so. I'm forgetting the actual word. I think it's called confirm. All right, let's go to the chart and see what is happening. So, Marketplace Boutique said, hope you had a nice weekend. Yeah, my weekend was like fabulous. The weekend was awesome. It's like when there are no challenges, like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this. But when it's just like the normal day, the normal Friday evening, a normal Saturday, and today it's a normal Sunday, and I'm having the time to do a live stream. So I would say my weekend was fabulous, you know and and the family, were just quiet, when, yeah, because sometimes they're always like on the lookout. Oh, what's this one, going through? What's this one going through? But if they're just quiet, like as calm as the sea, so you say, oh, that's lovely. So my weekend was lovely, and yeah, my weekend was lovely. How about yours, Marketplace Boutique? How was your weekend? And Marketplace Boutique was also saying, lives can be strange for sure, especially at night. Oh, yeah, me, I don't mind. Yeah, they can be strange, yeah. But in my opinion, um, I don't really mind doing them at night. Yeah, but some people do them like overnight. Yeah, I used to attend live stream because I used to love, getting to know people. Like the other reason why I say I need to do live stream is just to familiarize with other people. So what happened? I used to like, because of different time zones. So by the time I sleep, maybe they are having their dinner. So when it comes to maybe like early morning, like early hours of the morning, like 2 o'clock or so, that is the time they are now doing their live streams. So I used to like just to wake up and just maybe do a few, like 1 hour to support the other people who are across the oceans. So I used to do that. Yeah. So I'm just commenting on a marketplace sentiment that lives can be strange for sure, especially at night. Yeah, because but if I started talking at night, like 2 a.m., I don't think I will do a live like at 2 a.m. because that's the time I really want to sleep. And then we have another guest in the house. Oh, beautiful guest. We have Venus Mercy. Is it Venus? Yeah, Venus. Venus Marie. It's Marie. Hello, Venus Marie. Venus is saying hello, hello. And how are you doing, Venus? Venus has come with the massive support. He said he is just is subbed, you know. Well, I'm so grateful to hear that, Venus. And thank you so much for your gesture. Yeah. We call that a gesture, a kind gesture. Thank you for the connection, which is awesome. So Venus Mercy is saying hi. Hi, it's Maroy. Is it Maroy or Mercy? Maroy, yeah. Venus is saying hi. Hi, Venus. How are you doing? Yeah, and the Marketplace Boutique is saying, Venus, greetings, Venus. That's lovely to always greet each other. So we have Marketplace greeting Venus as well. Marketplace Boutique. So it's always nice to, that's what I was saying when one of our, beautiful guests was saying, why are you doing the live stream? Then I said, oh, it's just to entertain. And it is also to share information. And it was also to meet and greet. So you see, we are greeting with Venus, Marketplace, Boutique, the Bad Vibes, and everyone else in the live stream, which is really awesome. And Venus said, hello, hello. And the Marketplace also said, great. Yeah, she's really agreeing to what we are saying and feeling good at the same time. And Venus says, what? I don't know what she's asking for. Then Venus says, what? I don't know. Maybe she'll explain. I don't know. What's your question, Venus? We are free to answer. Then we have also Logan Fry. Hello, Logan Fry. Logan Fry is saying hi. And lovely to have you in the live stream, Logan. Lovely to have you in the live stream. And Logan is saying hi, Logan. Feel free to join in. As you join in, you can always try to chat, so that we know each other. You can tell us if you like, if you like. You can tell us where are you connecting from. You can tell us, like, what is your hobby? You can tell us, or you can ask questions, or you can tell us any sentiments. We are free to interact here. We call it interacting. When you say, oh, how are you? And the other one say, I'm fine, thanks. And the other one said, how was your day? And the other one said, it was superb. And then the other said, oh, I've seen you wearing a t-shirt of this team. Are you a supporter of Real Madrid? And the other said, oh, yes, I do love Real Madrid. So that is, interacting, So that's what it is all about. Human beings love communicating with each other. And Logan said, okay. And Logan says, nice, which is really awesome. And the marketplace boutique. Wow, she said, good idea. Yes, that's a good idea to always interact. We need that interaction. And Logan said, how is your day? Oh, my day. My day was fabulous, Today I'm using the word fabulous because it was fabulous, There were no challenges whatsoever. Everything was just like quiet, like a solemn, like I was in the night. When the night falls, sometimes the night is just silent. That's how the weekend and the day was just good, just beautiful. And I really appreciate when days are like that. So the legend said, hi, legend. Logan said, Logan. So we are really happy today. We are having lots of people joining in, and I'm grateful for that, and I appreciate that. And yeah, it is always good, to have like fellow. We call them fellow humans, fellow citizens. Some people call them citizens, and some people call them fellow. I don't know if it's like the whole world. What do you say? You know, it's like we are referring to a globe. Fellow countrymen, fellow citizens, fellow for the whole globe. So we're happy. We also have Jackie. Jackie is here. Jackie is saying Jeff. Oh, is that? Oh, I don't know what she's saying, Jeff. I will get it. I don't get the gist, maybe. Jack is giving us. Let me tell you what Jack is giving us. She's giving us. She's just watching us, and saying she gives us some love. And thereafter, she's just saying hello, hello. Then she goes on to say, "Oh, I'm listening." Oh my God, I love those emojis. And then she goes on to just to give a hug over after that. And there is a game, yeah, meaning whatever is happening in the live stream, it's just the game has been won. We won the game. So that is beautiful. It is really nice to have a fun time, to have a fun time. I wish I was a comedian, but I don't know what. I don't know why I was not meant to be a comedian. I love to have like laughs and just to be happy. I don't know if these comedians go to school. Do they go to school? If anyone can tell me, do they go to school to become comedians? Do they go to school, or it just happens? That's why there's what they call them personalities. Maybe it's because of their personalities or because of their behavior, I don't know, which makes them like extroverts. They can just say whatever they want to say. Any word they utter is just like fun. I love comedians. They really like make the day go fast and fast. If you are watching them on the television, it is really awesome. And recently I was watching a comedian whom I watched a long time back. And and I saw I don't know what happens. It's like when you mention like a comedian, like even on YouTube, if you mention one, when you switch on your television, I've seen that happening. Then you find this comedian coming, on your screen, on your YouTube screen. So I'm really happy that we are having a great time together. So please, people, continue to join in, so that we can share this wonderful time together. Continue to join in. Let me wipe my glasses. They get they get uh they get misty all the time. The glasses get misty. They need to be wiped. Yeah, so it's a beautiful day with I think with lots of people have just visited, which is awesome. I really appreciate, and I have no words. It's like when you have no words to thank the people, because they're just like maybe 3 words which we were given in the language to thank people. You can just say thank you, and then what else? Maybe you can say I'm grateful. Then what else? Then maybe you can say I appreciate your presence. Then I've just run out of the other words. So with those 3 words, I just want to express my gratitude to everyone who has managed just to, some people do like they just peep and then they go and do, some other important things, which is really beautiful. We love that. We love that. So today we are having another beautiful day, and I hope you have just peeped at the topic today. We are going to be looking at that topic in a little while, just a little while, while we wait, maybe other people are joining. Come join, come join, come join. Come join, come join. We are calling you over the hills, and there's a song which says over the hills and far away. If you, I still remember we used to sing that song at school. I don't know the words now, but it used to say over the hills and far away. You know, the songs when I was, like young. Oh, we have another beautiful guest, joining in. That's Amando Mom. Amando Mom. Welcome, Amando Mom. It's lovely to have you here. You are, one of the greatest of the greatest. Amando. Amanda. No, it's not Amando Mom. Sorry. Sorry. It's Amanda. Because Amanda Mom was here yesterday, there's one guest who's called Amanda Mom. So I thought it was her. It is Amanda Mark Hamon. Oh, lovely, lovely Amanda. It's Amanda Mac Mahom. Amanda McHam. Amanda McMahon. Oh, I got it, Amanda. It's Amanda McMahon. Oh, beautiful. I'm praising myself. Sometimes you need to praise yourself. So Amanda is saying, hello, Mary. How was your day? Hello, Amanda. How was your day? My day was fantastic. It was just that normal day which you long to have. Everything was just calm. Weather-wise, calm. Household chores, calm. No hassles. What else? Family issues, calm. What else? Yeah, the day was just perfect. I call it perfect day. So thank you so much for asking how my day was. And also, if I can take this opportunity to ask Amanda, how was your day, Amanda? How was your day? I'm just hoping you also had a beautiful day. Yeah. So it is always lovely to have people coming in and joining us in this the perfect time. Is the perfect time to come to entertain each other, to learn other things from other people, and the third goal is to familiar. Oh, this word is really a problem. It's familiar rise. I always, like sleep, while I'm trying to say that word. To familiarize. Oh, look at me again. I'm just sleeping again. And it is always good to familiarize. Familiarize with other people. And that which we call meeting and greeting. What a wonderful time to meet and greet other people. So we are really happy today. Today we are happy on a Sunday like this, and we are happy to have time to come together and to have a sort of a chat, a sort of a chat. So before we go into the topic, I always also like to, I've mentioned the cities. I don't know if I've mentioned the continents, because I always like to tell people the continents, like North America, South America, Asia. Where are you calling us from? Africa. Where are you calling us from? Maybe you are in Europe. I always love to do that. Just as a way of, like reminding each other that we are one, whether we are in the oceanic, like Australia and New Zealand. We are just one people. We are just people, which is really, I like the word, I don't know who came with the word people. The word people just says everything. It summarizes everything. That we are just people, And we usually use this word people. We don't usually say we are human beings. Human beings seems to be a bit heavy, so we just say we are people. When it's used the word people, it's like on a lighter, like social, social status, But when you say we are human beings, it's like it's a heavy one. It's like, oh, human beings. What is that now? So I'm just, like having a good time to chat to the audience, and just hoping more and more people are going to join the live stream. So Amanda, I'm really happy to have you here. And Jackie, let me see the people who are, and Jackie, and I love. Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, he didn't. He took away the message. I love Bakugo. I love Bakugo. Hello, I didn't greet him. Hello, how are you? I love. That's a good, a nice name. I love. Then we had Logan Fry. We have I love Bakugo. Yeah, it's just it taken away the message. I think he's going to rewrite it, maybe. And Logan Fry is here or was here. And we also had, I will again read the names at the end of the session. We had Venus Massey, and of course Marketplace Boutique, and of course the other one here, who is who else paid a visit? Bud Files, and who else? Just checking. Graham Marsden. Graham Marsden. He was asking a question. I will then check on that question later. He was saying, is there any Mokla Misers? The word is so new to me. I like that word, Mokla Misers. I will check it out. And then we also have Josephine, Desmond, and Christina Peacock, and Ahmad Sinj. The first one was the first one to come here, and all the way from Los Angeles. What a beautiful city. I heard Los Angeles is so beautiful. Someone was saying it, that, oh, do you know Los Angeles is really a city, a city among cities. So we are happy to have you here. We are happy to have you here. So, today, today is another day. When someone says today is another day, you start to have some suspense. What's the other day? Amat Sinji. So let me go back to the bottom of the chart. Yeah, we are back again at the bottom of the chart, and then I was saying sometimes people say, oh, there's something which is going on, something is going on, something is brewing, you become suspicious. Oh, what is going to happen? So today something is brewing, something is going on today. So today I'm going to look at a very interesting topic. It is a topic which people know already. That's the beauty of topics. Sometimes you fail to find a topic which people don't know. I don't think it is a topic which people don't know. So the thing is, the topics out there are topics which people already know. People already know. So why doing topics? Like I've just decided that I need to do topics when I do some live stream. So the question is, why? Why doing topics? The reason why I am doing the topic is that I just want to talk about things people already know. It's not about, you know, like, um, usually when you are a teacher, I don't know. It's like when want to teach some people, or when you want to teach like anyone something. Um, if you want to like come out with a plan of what you are going to teach, you should or you should of course write the objectives. Like by the end of this lesson, the students, or the pupils will be able to do this and that and that. If it's like um, uh, it's about learning about the countries of the world. Maybe you want to teach the students, then you can say, by the end of this lesson, I expect the students to know the six, is it six continents? And then I expect the student to name them, and to point at them on the world map where these continents are. For example, if it's Africa, the student must able to say, "Oh, this is Africa," by pointing. You make them come to the blackboard, or to whatever a map is there, and because it's your objective, you want them to point. So you can say, "This group should we study?" You can do it haphazardly. Then you say, "Oh, this group, um, four of them." I'll call for four of them. They come and name where Asia is. Point where Asia is. Then the other group, you ask them to point where maybe Europe is, because that's your objective. And the other group, you ask them to point where South America is on the world map. And the other one, it goes on like that. And the other group will point North America. And other group will point Europe. So those are your objectives. But as you write those objectives, if you want to teach someone, even teaching your children, or teaching your family, or teaching your uncles and aunts. Sometimes they love to know these things. The uncles and aunts. So when you're teaching your uncles, then you should say, "Oh, after writing the objectives, then there's a small section which you should say previous knowledge." You need to like have an idea of what these people know. So that's the thing I want to talk about. That as you come up with a topic, you should, like in your mind, you should focus that, oh, people know something. So you should, if you are writing it on a piece of paper, you should just jot the previous knowledge. What do people know? What do you expect people know? So this is the thing about these topics. The thing is, there is previous knowledge. People know about these topics, but of course I have considered that, oh, people have previous knowledge. So let me just like give like when you do like when you are like doing a summary. Yeah, we call it a summary. You just pick the main points. So in this talk of today, it's just the main points, because people have previous knowledge. Everyone knows about cooking. Who doesn't know about cooking? We all know about cooking. So what's this lady going to talk about? Some people say, "Oh, I've seen the topic. She said the cooking methods. Oh, we know cooking. I've just been cooking some potatoes, or I've just been baking a sandwich, or a vanilla cake." So she said she wants to talk about cooking. What is she going to talk about which we don't know? So it's just something which is like fascinating. When it comes to topics, sometimes um we just we know what the topic holds. And if someone comes and, "Oh, let me just, today I'm going to talk about cooking," then we need, what we need to do is just just to place our ears, and then maybe listen. Listening Listening is a very good thing. Then when we listen, then you never know. Maybe you catch one thing which which you had forgotten about from your previous knowledge. You know. So looking at previous knowledge, sometimes when people are talking about some things, maybe on their YouTube channels, because people are always talking about stuff, talking. Then you find that sometimes you catch one or two things which which you would have forgotten from from your previous knowledge. So all of us have previous knowledge. We have previous knowledge. We can say it's like a what? It's like a treasure of a treasure of previous knowledge. And sometimes it's like when you are like packing stuff, like you're packing stuff in a sort of maybe a suitcase. Then you find out sometimes, oh, I've left my I've left this garment. It should be in that suitcase. So this is the same as previous knowledge, and we need to listen to the person saying something. It's very good to listen, because you never know, maybe something you have missed is something you have lost memory. Yeah, it's losing memory of some of the ideas. So hence today we are going to talk about cooking. I feel so hot. I think I need to remove this jumper. It's getting so hot. This cardigan, I don't know. Let me keep it. The room is getting hot. I need to wipe my glasses and then go into the topic. Wipe my glasses. Oh, now let's hit the nail on the head. Cooking. What a topic. Then the topic says, oh, cooking. Then we are saying, what is cooking? What is cooking? Cooking, which we all do like every day. Some people do cooking every day, but some people don't say, oh, I don't like to cook. And people just go to the buffet, they go to the restaurant, they go to the hotels, they go to the cafe, because they do takeaways. It's because they just don't want to do cooking. Oh, I'm cooking again today. People have heard people saying that. Even me, there are times when I say, oh my God, isn't there anything else to do besides cooking? And some people become excited when they say, oh, you're cooking today, especially like the other age group. When you tell them, oh, you're cooking today, they get excited. Oh, say, oh, buy me this so that I can cook. They'll start demanding, to have certain ingredients, because they are excited to do cooking. And sometimes, as for me as well, I do excited when I have favorite ingredients. I get excited and I say, oh, today let me do an early dinner, and then I cook, like unusually earlier, because I'm excited to do the cooking. Okay, let's go to the definition. What is cooking? Cooking is the art. It is an art. When something is an art. Imagine when some people like Messi, when they score the goal, it is an art. So cooking is an art of preparing food. You know, you have to have that art to know when is time to add the onion, when is it time to drop in the tomato puree. Or you need to consider your guests. Some people don't like tomato puree, they don't like tomato. Some people don't like onion. So it is an art. You should engage in cooking in a certain pattern. You don't just say, oh, I'm cooking, then you just pour everything there. What if one of the guests or one of the family members doesn't like onion? So you need to know how to go about it, because cooking, the definition says, cooking is an art of preparing food. Why should we prepare the food? We want to make the food palatable. The other like name for tongue is palate, palate, something like that. I think this the biology teachers told us that it is also called the palate, the tongue. So when it's palatable, it means the tongue will, when you eat the food, the tongue will say, oh, something has just arrived in the mouth, on my, something has just arrived. And the tongue will be happy. Your, I don't know, your brain, your senses, the sense of taste, they call it the sense of taste, will then, say, become, feel so good, that, the food is palatable. So we cook food because we want to make it palatable. We want to make it digestible. Because when you eat food, it doesn't end in the mouth. Food will gradually, it will just, the mechanism is amazing. The mechanism we call digestive system is so amazing. It's just, the partners in action. It's like, oh, the eyes will see the food, and the eyes will just start by, oh, what's that? The senses come together, and it starts with the eyes, and the food is appealing. It's like it is like appetizing. They use the word appetizing, not appealing. The food is appetizing, and then the eyes see this food, and then what happens? Oh, then you eat the food, and then the food is said to be palatable when it gets to the mouth, and then from there, the food will just say, oh, we are fed up with the mouth. We've had the enzymes in the mouth. The enzymes have acted on the food, and then what will happen? After the enzyme, they act quick in the mouth. That's why we should always try to chew the food, because we want the enzymes to act. There's some enzymes hidden there, on the tongue and underneath the tongue. There's some ducts there which secrete the enzymes. So the thing is, the enzymes, they want to do their part as the food enters the mouth, and then the food will just go through down the tract. They call it the digestive tract. Then the food goes on and on until the food is digested. Then this food is then distributed again to all the cells of the body, through what is called absorption, and then the digestion ends then. So we are saying the art of cooking is very important. Cooking is very important. The art of food preparation, because it will make the food palatable, digestible, and it will make when you cook the food, prepare the food, you are trying to make it safe. You are trying to make it safe. So those are the three main ideas. Palatable, safety, and digestible. Those are the three main reasons why we cook food. But the thing is, we don't just cook all the food we eat. There are certain food which needs cooking, and some food, like an apple, although you can do a crumble, but usually with an apple, just eat it as it is. And we expect the enzymes to work on the apple as it goes down, and they are more digestive, like when they go to the large intestine, the stomach, and there's lots of things of happenings in the stomach, and then the food will go from the stomach, it then goes to the intestine. So that is to make the food then go where it is supposed to go. So those are the main reasons why cooking. So besides those three reasons, like palatable, digestion, and safe. We can also say that um, the other reason why we cook food is to make it tasty. Imagine if you have a spicy, for those who love meat, if someone cooks for you a spicy hot wing, people love that one. Or sometimes someone prepares what else do people love? Some people maybe they love, like, something like the seafood and the salmon. If it is done in the right way, it becomes tasty. So we cook food to improve its taste. We cook food to improve its flavor, because when you cook food, sometimes we add bits and pieces. We add some herbs, we add some fresh herbs, some powdered herbs. We can also add other vegetables, other vegetables. We add garlic, we add onion, we add shallot, all those. So it is to make the food, have a better flavor. And also, we cook the food so that it has a better texture. It's like when you prepare, like maybe you want to prepare maybe fish. If you want to prepare fish for dinner, so you want to have the fish a better texture. So what do? You ensure the fish is properly cooked, so that when you like just dig in, they say dig in. When you are digging in the fish, it's just like what can you say? It's just like breaks apart, and yours is just to pick the little pieces and enjoy. So cooking makes the food have a better texture, and we also talked about safety. We want the food to be safe. Safe from what? You can ask. Safe from what? We cook it so that it is safe. Safe from harmful organisms. Because we live on a planet where they say there are millions of minute organisms. And they always say some of these organisms, we cannot see them with our eyes. Even if you wear glasses like this I'm wearing, you cannot see them. They are just there, in our environment. So in order to make the food safe, we need to cook it so that we are not affected by some harmful organisms. And then the other reason is we just want to continue eating. Like when you're given a plate of food, not like a reasonable amount of food, of course, and you want the food to be delicious, so that you don't just eat, maybe you just have like two spoonfuls, then you throw it in the bin. But when it's like cooked in such a way that it is so appetizing, so uh, that's the other reason why we cook food, so that it is delicious. And this word delicious, it is the best word ever to describe I think, to describe it, tasty food. It is delicious. So when food is delicious, the guests will just eat and enjoy it. So those are the reasons why we cook food. We want the food to be palatable. We want the food to be, digestible. We want the food to be safe from microorganisms. And we want the food to be tasty and delicious. And we want the food to have flavors, good flavors. And we want the food to be like overall, we want the food to be delicious, so that we enjoy the food. So these are some of the things I was saying. Oh, I just want to talk about them. But obviously, people have like previous knowledge. People know. So this is just like we are just like having a whitewash. When you give a whitewash to something, it's just, like, oh, just presenting this information, and and people really know about these things. So now we come now to the important part of our discussion, or of our narration, or of our overview. Now we are now coming to the important part of this topic. We're just generalizing. Oh, food is important. Cooking is important. We need to cook so that it's digestible. We kill the microorganisms. We make it delicious. It's safe for us to eat, and it's easily digest. To digest. So now we are now going to talk about what do we do to the food so that the food meets these criterias. What should we do to the food? We should cook it. How are we going to cook the food? That's the question. How are we going to cook the food? So I have like several methods which we use to cook the food. I have come up with several methods. So the first method is that one which I do that one like once in a while. I don't do it like most of the time, because that one, if you are using like manual, it will take like a long time. You take a long time doing it, and this one is called baking. But baking is become a, what can I say, a big enterprise. In all the countries of the world, baking is a big enterprise. It is a high earner in like finance or to the economy of various countries, because people do love baked food. We think of the rolls, the cakes, and why not? Didn't I mention bread? Because bread is the number one. It is baked. Bread is number one. It is baked. So baking, this method of cooking called baking, it is like on a high level, industry, like commercial wise. If you go to the supermarket, you see loads of bread, you see loads of biscuits, especially this festive season. And there's a type of biscuit I really like. So I don't know if there's a type of biscuit I really like. It's like when you are biting it, it just melts in your mouth. But it's usually, that's the biscuit we usually buy, like during Christmas. If you want like to treat yourself, you buy that kind of biscuit. It just melts in your mouth. It's like fluffy. It's not like those hard, like, there are some like biscuits which are really hard, like the ginger type of biscuits. Those called ginger biscuits. They're a bit like hard. But that one which I'm saying, it's like they call it shortbread. I don't know why it's called shortbread. So it's a result of baking. I love the shortbread for Christmas. So I don't know if I'm going to buy them. I'll see. Oh, you did say hi yesterday, Rugai. Hi, welcome to the live stream. Hello, welcome, and nice to have you back. Today we are talking about cooking. So I was saying, I need that, that biscuit which is called shortbread. It is fluffy, and when you just bite it, it will just melt in your mouth. But I don't usually like. I'm not really. Yeah, it's only like during the festive season. Then I say, oh, let us have the shortbread. Or maybe well, let's hope we won't forget about it and then buy it. We'll see what happens. So Rukaya is saying, I missed you. Oh, nice, Rukaya. So we are saying baking is like really on top of the cooking methods. So why baking? Baking uses dry heat, you know. You just like you make the dough, and then especially if it's like confectionery, you make the dough and then just put them in the oven, and the oven you know, is dry, it's a dry area, and then that's why it's called dry heat, and the oven will just do its work. Then as it does that, you are expecting to have bread, cakes, cookies, pastries, and sometimes people do like sort of the way they bake the confectionery department. They can also bake like chicken or other types of meat, or even vegetables. You know, like if you want to do like mixed veg, you can do like carrot. You add other like courgettes. You add in the same baking tray. You can also add like what else? Brussels sprouts, and you can then have baked vegetables. You know, so baking is one of the cooking methods. Yeah, which is really part of our lives, you know, because most homes, people love bread, you know, in most homes, and they love the other partners like cakes, pastry, and so on. So, which one is the second one? The second method of cooking is called roasting. You know, they are more or less similar with the baking. So I don't know why they came up with those two. Like there's baking, there's baking and there's roasting, you know, those two. And both of them happen in an oven, you know. To bake, you need an oven. And to roast, you need an oven as well. And but in some other places, people like improvise if they don't have like the commercial ovens, you know. People can always improvise and come up with their own type of, you know, like traditional ovens, and then do the baking, you know. So roasting is also a method of cooking where dry heat is used as well. So this happens in the oven as well. What can you roast in the oven? You can roast meats, you can roast vegetables as well. You can roast like nuts, you know, you can roast types of nuts in the oven. You can roast like potatoes, and you can roast like some people do roast what are called coffee beans, you know, you can roast those as well in the oven. So it's also dry heat, dry heat when roasting. Some people do roast like they do what is known as a barbecue, you know, when you have like some charcoal burning in a sort of a trough. Then you have a rack, and you know, a rack on top of the charcoal burning. Then you can roast some corn, or even you can roast some meat. You know, people do that during like festive when they have parties, or like during summer. People do like roast sausages. They roast, some love pork. They roast pork. Some like corn, sweet corn. You can roast that on a barbecue stand. So that's a method of cooking. Between baking and roasting, I consider them like more or less the same, you know. I consider them more or less the same. Let me wipe my glasses. They are more or less the same because both of them use dry heat. Imagine in the oven, some of the confectionery, you need high temperatures. They tell you like when you are doing a recipe, the recipe, oh, go to 200 degrees Celsius. You can start at a very high temperature, then you can lower the temperature. And just wipe it like glasses. So that's baking. We've done baking and we've done roasting. Then we go to another method, cooking method. We have several we are going to talk about. We also have a cooking method called frying. That's why we buy frying pans, We usually do it in frying pans. And what do we do in the frying pan? We usually use oil, cooking oil. When we use the cooking oil, we make the oil reasonably hot because sometimes frying can be a bit challenging when it comes like the oil catching fire. So you need to be, to be tactful, You need to have the art, So in all these cooking methods, you need some art. It's not just, oh, I'm baking, I'm going to bake. You need the art to bake, In roasting as well, there are some people, like when you have like a family gathering, there are some people in some families, some people, they just like to do the roasting, the barbecue, They're like experts in doing that. So because they have the art in doing roasting, and some people have the art in doing baking. Even, I think, like, for example, there is a program which usually goes on TV, like the Bake Off. It's a challenge where like people, show their skills in baking, and then they are winners. Some of them win the Bake Off challenge. I've seen that program on television. So baking is an art, and roasting is also an art. Although it sounds, when it comes to roasting, you might say, oh, anyone can roast, But if you say anyone can roast, some people, like maybe like me, maybe because I get carried away doing other things, I don't like, keep, like an eye on what I'm roasting. Then maybe I might say, oh, let me go and do something else, It's because I lack the art of roasting. And while I go, maybe, oh, let me put the laundry on the line. And I leave something roasting in the oven. Then when I come back, the things have, they get bent, So when you are doing these things like baking and roasting, you need to pay particular attention on what you are doing. You don't need just to although multitasking, multitasking is good, but just, be careful because when you are baking, you don't want the cupcakes to get bent. And when you are roasting, you don't want the sweet corn, instead of just having that brownish or sort of color, you don't want the sweet corn to become charcoal, So that's why these people who come up with these descriptions, with the definitions of cooking, they know what they're talking about because they've said already that it is an art. So when something is an art, it means there's a way to do it, So it's just now to just remember, when you are baking, know that you are engaging in an art. There's a way to do it. For example, when you are baking, like maybe you want to bake the cupcakes, there's certain things you should do. Otherwise, if you if you put like too much milk, the cupcake won't rise. If you put like too much sugar, the cupcake won't rise. It will just like remain. It will be so funny to see an unreason, dough of a cupcake. You will just say, "Oh my God, is that a biscuit, or is that like a is that a biscuit?" So you need an art to do the cooking. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go to college, or you need to go to a training school, or of course, for some, if you want to do it professionally, you have to go, like to do an apprentice, or to a college, so that you become a professional chef, professional chef, like who, like maybe Gordon Ramsay, professional. Those are professional chefs. So, but our day-to-day household cooking, you don't have to go to college, but you can always like refer to, check on other recipes on the public domain. Check recipes in books, buy some books which can help you, so that the next time you are baking you are dressing, maybe you say, "Oh, I want to make a birthday cake for family member," and when you are icing, there's a way to do it. You just there's some formula, there's some ways to do the icing, and so that at least the food is presentable and people enjoy the cake. So that's about baking and roasting. Now let's go on frying. Frying is another method. I was saying you need a frying pan. Usually we use a frying pan which is like shallow. It's not like a saucepan. So frying we usually do in a pan. Here I'm looking at the household, not at the industrial, or facility. I'm looking at the household. When you are in the house, you need to fry. You use a pan which is shallow. What is the idea behind frying? The idea behind frying is that you want to use fat. You want to use hot oil or hot fat. Some people use butter and some other types of fat. But some people use oil, to do the frying. Either way, it's fine. You can use the fat, or you can use hot oil. So the thing is with frying, the idea is you just want, maybe it's like you want to go and catch the plane to Los Angeles, and you are behind time, and you need to eat something. So what are you going to do? You are going to do a quick. So frying is about quick cooking. You want to catch the train or the aeroplane. And maybe the Uber is coming to get you maybe at 10 o'clock, and it's already 9 or maybe 8 o'clock. So you need something quick. So just do frying, and you enjoy your food. And the result usually with frying is that the food, when you fry the food, it becomes golden brown. So the color here is also like sort of similar in most of these cooking methods. If you do baking, the color is usually golden brown. If you do roasting, the color is usually golden brown. It's so like amazing. What cooking. The final products of cooking, they are really amazing. So in most cases, I don't know. That's why as human beings, or as people, when we look at food, and when the food is like golden brown, we just love the food. Yeah, we usually like the food to be golden brown. And when the food is burnt, like it is turned to charcoal, people won't like it, People won't like it. Yeah. They like that golden brown. So we've talked about baking, we've talked about roasting, and we just talked about frying the food. Now we are going to the fourth one. Oh, we have some people in the house. And we have Life of Nayo. Hello, 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 Life of Nayo. Oh, welcome, welcome to the live stream. It is good to have you here. And how was your Sunday? Or are you still like in the early hours of Sunday or late afternoon? Or are you now like in the, towards, the slumber time? I'm really happy to have you here, Life of Nile. Thanks for coming, and feel free to give your sentiments or to tell us about anything. We don't mind really anything you wish to tell us. So welcome, Life of Nile. And we also have another guest in the house. Oh, no, he was. Oh yeah, he's new. He's just come. I thought you were here earlier on. Jonathan Davis. Hello, hello, Jonathan Davis. Jonathan Davis is saying, "Hello, wonderful, smart lady." Wow, what a compliment! That is that needs to be acknowledged. Thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate. And feel free to join in the conversation, and feel free to air any sentiments, because earlier on I was saying it is the time to familiarize with other people. It is time to just, meet and greet. I love the meet and greet, meeting people, saying hello, hello. So let's go back. Today we are just talking about cooking. So I was saying we have done baking, we have done roasting, and we have done frying. Now we are on the other one. The other one is called grilling. Grilling is like similar sort of to baking and roasting. So what do we do when we grill the food? We also use high heat, and this heat is like direct. It's like when you put cakes in an oven, when you are doing baking, you don't use the grill part of the oven. There's the oven usually has two filaments. They call them filaments. One is like basically for the grilling, and one is for the oven. No, so the oven is like a bit slow heat, but when it comes to grilling, it is high heat and it is direct heat, and you just expose the food you are grilling to the filaments of the oven. Yeah, so that's what happens with grilling. And what can we grill? We can grill whatever we usually we normally roast. We can also grill. Some people do like grill the like I've seen people grilling sausages. Some people grill bacon. Those who like bacon, they grill bacon, and some people grill fries. They can even grill fries. Some fries you can either bake them, or you can with fries you can roast them, or you can grill them. The fries or the chips. And some people grill. What else do people grill? They can even grill like if the meat is like tenderized already, like if the meat is parboiled, then you can bring it to a grill to sort of like have a quick, because grilling is like quick and also direct heat. So that's what we can say about grilling. It's similar to baking in that they use high heat. Baking high heat, grilling high heat, roasting high heats. And let's go to the other one. I think this one, which I'm going to talk about now, I think it's maybe the mostly used. Maybe, I don't know. I need to check. So this other one, number 5, is boiling. And boiling is also a cooking method which requires use of high heats. When we boil the food, we want it when the boil is coming from. It comes from when we boil water. The water will go to 100 degrees Celsius. 100 degrees Celsius. That's boiling point. Boiling point of water. They used to tell us that. They used to teach us that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, and we would just let me remember. That's water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. When it starts bubbling, it is now 100 degrees Celsius. So that's the idea behind boiling food. You want the food to reach like 100 degrees Celsius. That's the boiling point. Then the food will just keep on boiling at high heats, because 100 degrees Celsius is really high. So what do we usually boil? People boil lots of food, and some people would first of all boil the food, then they will later on bring the food to the oven. Some people do that. So we can boil beans. If you have dry beans, and this beans is really healthy. The experts say that, the dietitians, they always talk about, you can always try beans. Because beans has lots of protein. That's what they say. So when you are preparing dry beans, firstly, you soak the beans. Otherwise, it will drain all your electricity, because the beans are tough. So what you do is you soak them overnight, and then when you see, they are sort of like bulging, they have absorbed some moisture. When you soak them, they absorb some moisture. So and then they become like bulgy, they increase in size. Then after that, you wash them again, and then you boil them. And you don't boil them like the whole cooking period. Usually you can just boil them for maybe like 10 minutes or so at high heat. Then you will reduce the heat, and then you simmer them. So we can use boiling for beans, for vegetables, for greens, for meat, for fish. Some people boil fish, and some people do boil fruits, and other types of various types of meat. People do boil them. So that's boiling. Then we can go on to the next one. The next method of cooking is called braising. Life of Neo is giving us some love. Thank you, Life of Neo. Before I go to braising, I just want to urge, the people in the live stream to please connect with each other. For example, you can say, I've seen at Mary Z.'s recipes live stream, I saw someone called Life of Neo. Then when you see that name, this is an example, Life of Nio. Then you say, let me just go to her channel, to the channel for Life of Nio. And you check the channel, and maybe you watch a video there, and then eventually you say, I love Life of Nio's videos. Then you end up connecting, you just connect to her. And that will be really wonderful. The same applies to the other, there are many people there with channels. We have, hello, Live Reality. Hello, Live Reality. It's lovely to have you in the live stream, Live Reality. So Live Reality is saying 1818. Oh, I love those numbers. Live Reality 1818. She also has a beautiful channel. So you can always check on each other, connect on each other. So Live Reality is saying miss so, and saying hello Live Reality. Lovely to have you here. How was your day? And I hope you had a great day today on a Sunday. And Live Reality is saying like done. Wow. That is amazing. And Live Reality is coming with a genuine support. She has done the like, and she continues to say hello. And I'm really happy and really grateful for that. So what I was saying is, you can always, check on each other. For example, I've said like Live Reality, and we also have Life of Nayo, we have Jonathan Davis, all these people, you can visit them. We also have Amanda. No, Amanda, I don't know if Amanda is a channel. So all those people, you can always, see their names here. Marketplace, Boutique, and Logan Fry. I love Bakugo. If they had Jackie, if she had a channel, you can always look at the names and say, oh, let me just go and check what they're doing in their on their platforms, and you can join them, connect, you can connect to them. So that would be really a beautiful thing to do. But as you connect to them, you should also remember that there was a host, host. There was a host hosting some topic today about cooking. So what you do is that when this host has finished, like, like narrating or discussing, the topic of cooking, then you say, oh, let me go and check. I think this lady is called Mary Z Easy Recipes. So you say, oh, Mary Z Easy Recipes. What a beautiful name. Then you go to the platform, the platform is there. You'll see that Mary Z Easy Recipes. Then, oh, she has some cooking videos. That's why she was talking about cooking. And she has some shots which she's doing, and it's all about cooking again. And then you say, oh, she has some posts. It's all about food and gardening. Then you might like, these things. Then what you do finally or eventually, you say, oh, let me just connect. So that's how it goes, and we will really appreciate, together with the other colleagues in the panel, if the audience out there like connect to us. Because that's the main thing, that's the main thing. So let's go back to our cooking today, our cooking topics, our cooking methods. Yeah, cooking methods. We have to those who have just come in, we talked about baking, we talked about roasting, and we talked about frying, and we also talked about grilling and boiling. Now we are going to talk about braising. Did we talk about braising? Not yet. Braising. Braising is when, you just want the food to get that brown. We talked about the browning, like what happens to the cupcakes, or what happens to chicken when you roast the chicken. It has that browning. So sometimes you want the food to brown like quickly. You do what is called braising. Braising also requires high temperature, and it is similar to that which you call pot roasting. It's like pot roasting. It's like you just, after maybe you boil the food already, or the food is tender, in its own, in its own like texture. So when the food is tender, but you just want it to have that golden brown color, then you can just drop the food in a saucepan with a little bit of oil, and you just braise it, browning it sort of at high heat. You can do that as well with vegetables or any other type of meat. You can do braising. So it's also a fast way of cooking your food. Then, last but not least, maybe I left the other methods. Then we have the one which I think this one is done also at a large scale. In the households, people do that. In the like when you visit the buffet places, they do that, that method. And where else? Yeah, buffets, restaurants, hotels. But sometimes when it comes to fast food, they don't usually do this one. And this one is called stewing. Stewing. A stew is that stewing is that kind of cooking where you use liquids, you use water, usually it's water. Then you heat, you first of all maybe raise the heat. When you put the food in let's say you are cooking some small pieces of chicken, chicken breast, you want it to stew chicken breast. So you put water in the pot, and some people will just like add some spices there and then, it depends. So you allow the water to boil. You allow the chicken breast to boil at high heat, high heat. Then after a little while, after boiling at high heat, you need to reduce the heat. You reduce the heat, make sure you cover the pot, the saucepan, and make sure the heat is reduced, and make sure it is gentle. So the stew needs gentleness, so that by the end you finish, maybe the stew can go maybe for, it depends with the type of food you are stewing. Usually 1 hour, some maybe 1.5 hours, some maybe 2 hours. For example, there are some people who like to cook. Let me wipe my glasses. Just wiping my glasses. There are people who love to cook like the feet of like cows, they call that cow food. They chop it. Even the tails of like cattle, which is known as oxtail, So you cannot like bacon. I don't know if you bake an oxtail. I don't think you can bake an oxtail. I haven't seen that. Or roast an oxtail. I don't think so. Or like fry an oxtail. It will be the funniest recipe ever. You cannot fry an oxtail. Those who know an oxtail know what I'm saying. Okay, let's go to the chat again and say, oh, it was Rukaya. Okay, there's no other new person there. Life of Nia says coal roast. Okay. All right, yeah. Life of Nia says, what time is there? You are in Germany or South Africa? I'm not in Germany. Neither am I in South Africa. I am in the United Kingdom. Life of Nia says, coal roast. Okay. Life of Nile says, yeah, more liquid or sauces. Yeah, it's true. When you are doing this chewing, you need the sauces and the liquid, for these chews. And Life on Air says, just boil and add all the seasons. Yeah, people do that. They just boil it and add all the seasons. Then it will just go slowly, slowly and gently, slowly and gently. And then, finally, that stew will be tender, succulent, what else? Delicious, and lots of flavor. That's the good thing about stew. Yeah, I like stews. But I just love to alternate. Sometimes I have like baking or roasted. And then sometimes I do like stews. But stews are very good, especially when it is cold. Because you have the chance of having the soup from the stew, then you can warm yourself with this stew, with this soup. Yeah. So I was saying, what do we usually stew? I was saying, imagine oxtail. Those who know oxtail, people know oxtail. Those who like oxtail, or those who like the cow food, people do that. They love that one as well. Some people love that. So you cannot like fry. You can't fry an oxtail. You can't like fry like brisket. There's a part of meat called brisket. You can't fry that one. What else? Yeah. So when it comes to stewing, you need to cook at first a bit of high heat. Then what to do? You just reduce the heat. You slowly, cook the food for just a length of time, and make sure you cover the pot, because the idea is not to lose any heat. When you are cooking and you open the saucepan, you don't put the lid. It means as the food is like bubbling, it will be losing the heat. So that's why we are saying, when it is a stew, you need to cover the saucepan, and you need to do it gently, no high heat. If you see, that's why we said initially when we started this talk, we said cooking is an art. So do not like make your stew on very high heat. No, you do it at very low heat. Because if you do it at very high heat, you might take like 2 hours doing the high heat, but the final result, you say, oh, this meat is not cooked. You start like pulling it like this, because that high heat will cause the meat not to tenderize. The idea behind a stew is to make your dish rise, to be soft, so that if it's like if it's like maybe chicken on the bone, or do they call it meat on the bone, something like that, some meat on the bone, when you are like enjoying that meal, the bone will just fall away from the meat, because you have slowly cooked it. You've done it gently is the word. And you didn't put more pressure on the dish, on the meat, because the slower the heat, the tender the meat will become. So that's the stewing part of our cooking method. So we have done all. If I have left any other cooking method, just bear with me. I just thought of highlighting. This is just, that's the best word I should have used earlier on. I was wondering, because initially I was saying, people know these things. So what am I to do today? What am I doing today? So I was saying maybe I was just like whitewashing, But I've now discovered that the best word to use is highlighting. And to highlight is just to mention the nitty gritties, or the important, some of the important points of a subject or of a topic. So I was just highlighting, yeah. So I'll just quickly, for those who just come in, let me just, um, give another highlight, a quick highlight, before we wind out, because we are nearly going to wind off now. So my highlights are like this. Today's topic was cooking methods. And why cook food? We said we cook food because we want the food to be to be palatable. We want the food to be easily digestible, to be easily digested, to be digestible. We want the food to be safe. Safe from what? We want the food to be safe so that no harmful organisms attack the food, Life of Naya is saying, nice to be in your life. Very good topic. I love cooking. I have to go. See you next time. Oh, thank you, Life of Nayo. We are in the same club. I also love cooking, Yeah, I also love cooking. That's why sometimes I watch the famous chefs there. They will be just like doing the cooking. It's like easy. But now I realize that it is an art, like the way they do the scrambled egg. I tried it many times, but my scrambled egg will just maybe like, oh, it is like hard, or sometimes the scrambled egg will just burn. But when the chefs do the scrambled egg, they've an art, a way to do it, which is amazing. So let's go back to the to the highlights. The highlights were, what is cooking and why cooking? Cooking is there to make the food palatable, digestible, and safe from microorganisms. Cooking also helps to make the food tasty and to make the food improve the flavor of food. And cooking is also a way of making the food have a better texture. Imagine when you have like a rump steak, there's a way you need to do the cook. Someone say, oh, I like my rump steak like underdone. So you need to have the art. What is underdone? Someone say, I like my rump steak. I don't want to see even the color of the color of the color. You know what I mean by the color. They don't want to see that color on the rump steak. So you need to have an art so that you serve the guests according to their demands. So cooking is also for making the food delicious. So which are the cooking methods we are now highlighting? We talked about baking, we talked about roasting, we talked about frying the food, like when we fry the eggs. We talked about grilling the food, and grilling, when you grill like some sausages, you can grill them. We talked about boiling. What do we normally boil? We can boil vegetables. We can boil some eggs, and make them, palatable. What else do we do with the food? We can braise the food at high temperature and make the food golden brown. And then we say, oh, we have just braised the food in the oven or in a saucepan. What else do? We stew the food. Someone said, Life of Naya said, oh, don't just get, just the art will come by itself. All you do is just put everything together, all the spices at one time. That's what Nayo said, Life of Nayo said that you just put everything together and just, like blast the heat for the first few minutes. Then after that, you just let the food, cook slowly and slowly and slowly until the meat comes off the bone. And then you can enjoy. If it's not like meat on the bone, you can then enjoy your stew together with well flavored gravy or soup. And so those are the methods of cooking which we highlighted today. And I'm really glad because I'm just, like giving you some highlights. But I know there are experts out there who know, much detail about why should we bake, the bread, why should we bake the cakes, and how do we do the pastries? There are experts out there who know all about this. So mine is just to come and have an overview or some highlights, about cooking methods. So we have come to the end of our live stream. Let me just thank the people who managed to grace. When people come to the live stream, it's like gracing. Gracing is like paying courtesy or just giving their time, to Mary Z is recipes. So we had Life of Nayon. I'll quickly read the names. We have Life of Nayon, Jonathan Davis, wonderful song. And we also had Rugaya came into the live stream. And we also have Amanda McMahon. Oh, I was going to do it other way. It's Amanda McMahon. Thank you, Amanda, for coming. We also had Jackie. Jackie was here in the live stream. And we had Logan Fry. And I love Bakugo also was here. He had some messages. I don't know where he put the messages. We had the Marketplace graced the live stream as well. Marketplace Boutique. That's really awesome. We had Venus Mercy. Wow. Thanks, Venus, for coming to the live stream. We had a large group today, which is awesome. I really am happy. We had the Bad Files. They are strong supporters. And we also had It's_me. And he was very good. I liked his question. He was asking me, why doing the live stream? And I said, oh, you do the live stream. The reason why is entertainment. We're informing each other, sharing ideas. And other thing is like meeting and greeting. So thanks, it's me, for asking that question. With Graham Masden. Oh, lovely name, Graham Masden. Josephine was here. Josephine Desmond. We had a group of people, great supporters, with Christina Peacock, and the first one from Los Angeles to grace the live stream today. The first one was Anat Sinch. Thank you ever so much, Anat. All the way from Los Angeles. So he was the first one to come to the live stream. I really appreciate that. So we will see each other next time again, same time at Mary Z Easy Recipes.